Hey everybody, welcome to Dad Talk. Today we are live at CPAC 2021 here in Dallas, Texas, and I'm sitting here with U.S. Congressman Mr. Brian Babin. Brian, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to see you, Eric.
Yes, sir. So Brian, we was talking a little bit before we came on the show. It seems like the nuclear family has really been a target, especially in our politics as of late. It seems like if you can break down the family, you can control a nation. And we need to get back to those strong traditional principles that this country once had. I'm curious, what are some of your thoughts on what you've seen with the families as it pertains to politics and society?
I can tell you that the nuclear family has been under assault for decades now. Our tax code, our welfare system, they have all contributed to the fact that the family has broken up. That we have many fatherless children being raised by a single mother without the benefit of having a father on board that with a strong, you got to have a father. And I'm a Christian, and that's the way our Creator set our humanity up, to have a mom and a dad, to have a discipline, to have the love that is necessary. And I had a strong father figure. And I'm a father of 5 myself and a grandfather of 17 grandchildren.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I can tell you that I've seen a number of things when we're paying people not to work, where they make more money if you're not married from some of our public assistance programs. Children are simply in families that are not really in existence.
Right.
And so we have a breakdown of the family, which considerably contributes to the breakdown of society. And we can see that in Technicolor in many of our inner cities, where you have kids just running around committing crimes and not being held accountable. I remember when I got in trouble at school, I also got in trouble at home. I'd get a whipping at school, I'd get a whipping at home too. Yeah. Today, we're not seeing that happen.
So I was a pastor's son, so I know exactly what you're talking
Yes,
about.
sir.
My dad was 6'9", and if I got in trouble, I felt strapped, to be honest with you. But
Wow.
It seems like having that powerful father in the home that gives those morals and those values and that guidance, it's become a thing of the past. And you talk about the assistance that we've been given. I know Title 4D of the Social Security Act is providing incentives off of child support, gave back to the states. So it's almost like it's became a business. Section 8 says we'll give you assistance only if dad's not in the house. How destructive can policies be like that when we're trying to put families back together? Do you think that's a part of what's fueling the fatherless epidemic?
There's no question in my mind. As I just said, we've got government policies, really, not only on the federal, but the state and local.
Yes, sir.
We've got a situation where, the Bible says if you don't work, you don't eat. That's what it says. And it also says a man that doesn't take care of his immediate family is worse than an unbeliever. That's what it says. And again, I'm a Christian, and obviously you are too.
Yes, sir.
You got a 6'9" preacher dad.
Yeah.
So you understand what I'm talking about. And we're seeing it in this post-pandemic as we're coming out of the pandemic for COVID. We're paying people not to work. I can't tell you how many small business people, whether they're running a little store or running a restaurant or have a landscaping small business, whatever kind of small business, not being able to get their employees to come back to work because they're making more money on government handouts and unemployment than they would be if they went back to work. And in fact, it's to the point now where many governors in red states have eliminated, earlier elimination of paying these extra unemployment benefits, trying to get people to go back to work. And here in the state of Texas, we've got a group that's suing the government here in Texas for cutting off their benefits. They don't want to go back to work. And let me tell you, there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of jobs available out there going without being filled. And it's incredible. And we've got the best stimulus package for this country is to put people back to work. It's the best thing, put kids back in school and having intact families. That's the secret to a successful nation.
Yes, sir. I respect what you said so much, and that correlation is so important. We see what happened with the pandemic, the assistance that was coming out, and people not wanting to go back to work. It was the same thing that they did with the families. We're going to give you incentives to get that dad out, and you'll be better off without him there. So they thought. Now we're starting to see the fatherless statistics, the school runaways, the teen suicides, the teen pregnancies, and it's became an issue. I'm curious, I've been told we need to attack it on a federal level, on a state level. You mentioned it. It's an issue on all these different
Absolutely.
Platforms. I'm curious, do you have any ideas or solutions behind how we could fix this?
You bet. I'm a member of Republican Study Committee in House of Representatives in Washington. And I was on the workforce task force in the last Congress. We had many suggestions, which certainly were not taken up by the Pelosi speakership and the Democratic Party, who's in the majority there, and still in the majority, by the way, as you know, to try to incentivize people to get married, to be able to. I mean, the statistics are overwhelming that if you get pregnant out of wedlock, you have a child before you're married, the odds are you're going to be, you're going to be on public assistance for the rest of your life, and you're going to be at a poverty level. It's overwhelming. Those statistics cannot be argued with. We have to incentivize people to get married, to stay together, to not pay people extra to get divorced, to have more children out of wedlock, paying more and more public benefits. We can't continue to do that. We've got to incentivize work, we've got to incentivize marriage, we've got to incentivize having an intact, wholesome family, and we really have got to shore up the spiritual aspect of our country as well, because the atheists, the hard left radicals, the socialists, they can say it all they want to. This country was founded on principles of the Judeo-Christian fundamentalism fabric of the Bible. That's what we were built on. And you got to have not only physical safety, and you got to have mental health, but you also have to have spiritual health. And I think taking prayer out of schools, I think suing school districts that have prayer or that have Bible studies and what have you, I think is a grave error and a mistake. Look at the crime statistics today, especially among young people. We've got to make sure that these kids are learning ethics, learning morals, and when it's become illegal to teach these kids these types of things, you got real problems ahead. And we're headed down a road here that's going to wind up in destruction of a total breakdown of our society. And we are seeing that right now, Eric.
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Babin. I couldn't agree with you more, and I appreciate everything you said, and I agree with it 100%. For any of our viewers, tell them where they can keep up with you and how they can help you out there on the trail.
Absolutely. Well, just go to Babin, B-A-B-I-N, babin.house.gov, and pull up our website. And you can see where we stand on a lot of the issues. You can see some of the bills that we're supporting or we're offering ourselves and sponsoring, and some of the events that we're attending. I just came back from a border. I'm actually the co-chairman of the House Border Security Caucus, and I've had 3 tours, 3 trips down to the border. I've brought some of my colleagues down there. I met with President Trump and Governor Abbott just a couple of weeks ago down there, and we've seen a lot of things. So go on our website, find out about where we stand on some of these issues, and let me tell you something else. Elections have consequences.
Yes, sir.
We lost the President of the United States, one of the most effective presidents at least in my lifetime, I can tell you that. And we're seeing what we're reaping, the whirlwind after what we've sown the wind, and the Biden administration has come into power. We absolutely have got to retake this House. We've got to retake this Senate majority as well, and then that's next year in 22, and then in 24, folks, we've got to have a pro-life, a pro-family, a pro-traditional American values, biblical values, if you will, healthful, pro-family, policies have got to be reinstituted, and we're going to do that if we can change this administration there now. The Trump administration was the most pro-life, the most pro-traditional values president I ever saw in my entire life.
Yes,
And that's what we need to return to, Eric.
yes, sir.
God bless.
All right,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Babin, pleasure to meet
Yes,
you.
sir. Nice to meet you, too.
Everybody stick around. We will be right back.
Hey everybody, Eric Carroll here. Thank you for tuning in to another exciting episode of Dad Talk Today. While we fight for you, we would ask for you to please help fight for us. Like, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell so you get notifications every time we go live. There's also super chats, patreon.com/dadtalktoday, and other ways you can support our channel. Thank you for being here, and we will see you next time.